Hello everyone and welcome back to the horror game series where we're going to be making a Roblox horror game with a pathfinding NPC that follows you around, some keys and locks, and in this video a jump scare. Obviously in the future we'll add so much more to make it a fully working game, but for now this video is going to be the jump scare. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is make an area that you can walk through to activate the jump scare. So we'll just build a wall. It doesn't have to be. It can be like maybe the size of one of your, like a hallway, or so. It's just whenever they go through this, it will be activated, and we're just going to make it visible so we know where it is. We know where to walk through. Obviously, yeah, just make sure it's there, and make sure it's anchored for one, and also can collide is off, so you can actually walk through it. Okay, so inside this, we might as well just call it jump scare activator. Now this I'm going to do, so the first part of the video is going to be making just one jump scare, then I'm going to have it so that you can set multiple jump scares. So before we do anything in there, just make sure we've got all that. We've got to do the animating, so let's just insert a block figure here. So you want to just name it jump scare, like that. And now, this is where it's fully customizable, but I'm just going to be showing you guys how to do it for people who don't know animating like me. I'm not skilled at animating, Roblox animating at all, but this is just to put playing around with it. Okay, we're gonna have the arms like that. There we go. I like to make it even. And now what we're gonna have is the head just like properly shaking. So we might actually have to move that over here. And I say we set this to like maybe 2 minutes. Okay, so we want this to we can just move it about like that, and then here we'll have it like that. And just go kind of, I'd say you want to skip a bit. You don't want it to go you don't want it to be too glitchy and stuff. So we'll just go like that. Pretty much left to right, but they can go whether left, right, up, down. And don't worry about messing up and not being able to get it back, because we can just copy and paste the first one. Okay, so here, like that, and then last one will be like that, and then we can just copy and then paste it here. Right, let's just see what that looks like. Kind of, except we need to copy that and then paste it there. So I don't think the head shakes enough, but obviously make sure it's all customizable to you. If you want it maybe a bit more like that. Like that, okay. But if I'm honest, people won't really be focusing on what it's doing. They'll be screaming, because if it's a jump scare. So once you've done this, just make sure you publish the Roblox, and then then name it and whatever. And once you publish it, make sure you get the animation ID. So now you're going to insert another block rig. This one is actually going to be the monster that you see. So I'm just going to name it monster. Again, customize this as much as you want. We're going to add an animation into here and then paste in the animation ID here. If you didn't copy the asset ID, or you don't know how to do that, you can just go to toolbox, the ones you've made, to go to my animations, and then do this little plus, which will be here, and then jump scare. You can just copy asset ID, close that, and then here go to animation and then just copy it in there. Okay, and then you also might just want to go with the monster like that. Then obviously change it to however you like, whatever you want. And obviously we don't want to just have a background like that. We want a bit of a darker black background. So we'll do that kind of thing, and then have 8 like that, and then just maybe like that, and then okay, so here I've given him like a little box, and so we'll just put him in here, make sure it's aligned. There we go. And then I'd move him towards the back. He doesn't need much back, move in the back. And then now we are going to add in a camera, also a part, and then make it the camera. Right, so I'm just going to have 1, 1, 1. It's probably easier if it's a square. Then make sure it's in the middle. Then what I might do is, I think a good way to do it is have it a bit lower, looking up, because then I think that it just makes it a bit creepier. I think that could be quite good. So you don't be looking down on it or like face to face. I think it'd be better if it's like that. So make sure that lines up, and then you can just let's customize this like that. Make sure it's anchored. Definitely make sure it's anchored, and then just name it camera. Now, if you just want to group this whole thing and just name it Jumpscare, I'm going to name it Jumpscare 1 because I'm going to make multiple different ones. So I think I will just customize this monster slightly by having him green, and then another one I'll have blue, and so on. I just want to test. Now we're going to go back to this script. Actually, never mind, before we do that, we're going to add in a remote event, which is just going to be Jumpscare. Now that's no one, that would just be Jumpscare. And since this is going to be a game, like a fully working game, I'm going to have the remotes. Well, actually, I might just change that to literally just events. And then you can just put just a nice folder, because otherwise your replicated storage will just be full of events. This makes it a bit neat. And if you want to learn how to organize your inventory or organize your Explorer a bit more, check out a video that I made. Just go into my channel and scroll through. It's called like do this to organize your studio. It's really helpful. Okay, so once you've got this, then we can go into this script. And we're going to straight away do local event, which is equal to game.replicated storage dot events, wait for child, and jumpscare. And then local debounce, which is just to stop it from glitching. We're going to do equals false, and then script dot parent dot touch, connect to function, then other part here. And then if other part, we need to make sure that this other part is a player, is like equals to humanoid, and debounce is false. Then we're going to do local player equals to game.players, find first child, other part dot parent dot name. So we're going into the game.players and we're finding this player from the character. But I think there's also a way we can do other part dot parent, like get. I believe there's like a get character from player or something, or get player from character. I'm not sure which one it is, but I swear there's something like that. They're not able to do that for now. And then debounce equals true. Now we're going to event. We're going to fire the client to player, and then we're going to wait 1 second, 2 seconds, and then just debounce equals false. Make sure you set that debounce to false, otherwise it won't work again. Unless you don't want it to work again, which we'll talk about in a second. Okay, now we need to go into actually start a GUI, and we're going to add in, this is just going to be, I'm just going to name it Jumpscare Handler. So this is just going to handle all the jump scares. So we're going to do local current cam, or just cam, fine, workspace.current camera, and then local jump scare event equals to game.replicated storage dot events, wait for child, jump scare, and then local jump scare camera, which is going to be equal to workspace dot jump scare 1, which is what we've seen, and then dot camera, and then local monster equals to workspace dot jump scare 1 dot monster, and then local anim equals to monster. This is, remember when we put the animation into the humanoid of the monster, so with child humanoid, you get the humanoid, and then dot animation, and then local anim track, which is make sure it's played, so monster with child humanoid, and then we're going to load the animation and like that. And now we're going to jump scare event dot on client event. It's going to be connect function, and then we're going to do current cam dot camera type equals enum dot camera type dot scriptable, because we need to be able to script it, and then current cam dot cframe equals to jump scare camera to dot cframe, and then anim track, we're going to play the anim of the character, because it'd be a bit awkward if we just kind of looking at the monster. And then we're going to, now here you can add in a bit of sound, I think it'd be better. So if you just want to go to the go to toolbox and just look for any type of sound, I've got one here. It's this. I'll make sure you can make it kind of loud. A bit quieter. Yeah, that'd be fun. It's from Five Nights at Freddy, I believe. Yeah, okay. Then we'll just do script with child and jump scare sound, then play, and then we're gonna wait 2 seconds, and then current cam dot camera type equals enum dot camera type dot custom. So here we're gonna set it back to their normal camera. So this is just however long you want it to last. I've done 2 seconds because the animation was 2 seconds. If your animation is 5 seconds and you want them to see it all, set to 5 seconds or 1 second or something like that. So we're just going to try that out, and then we are going to make sure that it can be fully customizable for different jump scares. So we're loading in, and here we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, so here we're going to walk in here. Okay, so if you can see there, this is a common mistake, or not even a mistake, a common error. So you get the camera and just make sure that it's facing them. You don't really know what it's facing, so you're just going to have to. So maybe just make sure it's like that, and then just make sure you turn it and stuff. It's pretty confusing once you've already rotated it. Just make sure that it's facing. You can just do 0, 0, 0. Actually, so that's minus 90, so 0, minus 90, 0. There we go, and there we go, that's a bit better. Yeah, so that is a problem. When I first tested it, it was like facing out here, and then yeah, so just make sure it's facing the monster. And so we'll just try that again. Then hopefully this time we'll be able to see the monster, and you did see the arm go up, so I'm guessing the animation did work. So we're going to go to here. Perfect. You might want to raise the camera, might want to lower the camera. It's completely up to you. So that works. You might just want to hide this under the map or something. I think we'll anchor that. Okay, so now we're going to make it customizable with different ones. So if you want to have more than one jump scare, which I won't be surprised if you do, we're just going to get the monster and bring it all, and then just change this to blue. Maybe like a really blue, really blue. Okay. So now this is going to be jump scare 2. So it all depends. So this is going to be one of them, and then the other one's going to be here. And we might as well change this to green, and then change this to blue. Then you know which one you're going to go through. So this one is going to be we're going to, once we fight, we're going to do the fight with the player, and then jump scare 2. That's all we're going to do for like each one. So now we're going to go into this one, and we're going to do jump scare 1. So make sure it's in these, because otherwise it won't really work. And so now we're going to go back into here, and so we're going to move this. Actually, we're going to move all of this into here, like that. And so we just want to get the jump scare name, and then so we're going to do workspace, and then find workspace, and then we're going to find first child, workspace, jump scare name. Then so that's going to get the monster, and then dot monster. Just make sure you name the monster the same. That'd be awesome. And then so local animation, that should still work, as will that. And then obviously the camera, you have to do the same. Find first child, jump scare name, and then dot camera. Also have camera the same. And then we'll just check to see if that works. And if it does, there's one more thing I want to do, because I don't know if you've noticed, like with testing, but if we were to do the green one, we get the green one. Animation hasn't worked. This is what I'm talking about. Right. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. It's I feel like in a horror game, once you've used it, you don't want it to be used again. But even if you do, you might want to not until a bit later. So first of all, we need to fix that they weren't doing an animation. Okay, I've worked out. After a lot of testing, I've managed to work it out. I don't anchor this. That's it. So yeah, make sure these aren't anchored, but the cameras are. So I think just make sure these guys aren't anchored. And then, so this is the script I've got for each one, just in case I've changed things I didn't know I changed. Yeah, this is the first one. You've got the event, and then you've got here after player jump scare 1. Now that is just the name of this model, the jump scare 1 model. Then jump scare 2, and now this is this one. I've got it blue. Obviously the players won't see that, but here we go. Jump scare 2. Obviously that's just for reference for this video. I'll make it invisible after this. And then once you go to start UI, jump scare handler. So I've got the sound there. And then this is the one I've got. I've got the current camera. And then here you've got workspace, find first child, jump scare name, which is this one, which is the jump scare 1 or jump scare 2. Then dot camera, dot monster. Make sure they're both the same, otherwise it won't work. And then all of this should hopefully work. So we will just test that right now. So we press play here. Hopefully the pathfinding NPC, yeah, will stay right there. Now, so I can see green, green, blue, blue. So let's just go for the green one first. And there we go. And then we go to blue. Now, I'm glad that works. But I'm not really a builder. But you can see these, the corners and stuff. If you don't want that, I would just have a separate area and just have it all wall, all back wall. You don't need this or the roof. Just have a massive wall here. Then one will be green and blue and so on. And the reason we do it for client, obviously, we don't want everyone getting that jump scare. And if two people do it at the same time, they'll both get a jump scare. They won't get a delayed animation, I hope. Okay, well that's the end of the video. So if this did help you, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I put a lot of work into these videos, including a lot of research on how to do it. And well, we are on episode 3 of Making a Horror Game. Go join my Discord in the description, then you can give me some ideas of what else you'd like to see, not only in the horror game series, but on another series. I'll look into it and hopefully make it like this. But, yeah, this was a This was actually my idea. It might have been a suggestion, I'm not sure. I think it was my idea. And I asked you guys what you thought, and you said you liked that, and so I did it, and here we are. So yeah, this is the end of the video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.